big Aero Seabo style satellite edition building there, and the amateur radio shack up there. Okay, so let's come out here to Brian Ropar's backyard ham shack and telescope. We'll cover that part later. So anyhow, I built this little ham shack out here. Here's the first antenna I built. A big dipole that goes from the chimney to that tree way up there. It's about 120 feet long, and I got dual coax going to it with ground there. So basically it goes in there. So let's come in the shed. I tell you what, I haven't had a chance to finish it yet. The work is falling off. So anyway, here's my ham shack. Basically I got 4 ground rods, one in each corner of the shed. Anchors to the ground. I got my ground ring going around there. And there's also a ring of wire underneath the floor here. And basically we're going to build a telescope on top of this. I'm going to pretty much cast whatever the telescope's looking at onto this dry erase board so we can show details. But onto the radio part. So basically I got this dual coax coming in here. And I got my RF to DC converter here. Which whenever my neighbor, the amateur radio guy down the street, transmits, it blinks. Which he's not transmitting right now. So anyhow, I got the dual coax coming in here, and there's the ground. It comes down here, this ground. You see the alligator clip and the ground rod there. So basically we have 4 ground rods in each corner and a ground ring around the outside. And a ring under the floor, so it's totally grounded. And we got a tap here. And if you come over here, I have another grounding tap right there. And basically you can see we're prepared to do an endless amount of experiments. And some astronomy. Like I said, stay tuned because we're going to have a nice telescope on top of this, about 5 or 6 feet higher. And we'll be able to look at all the stars. I got all these mirrors here to play with, build my telescopes out of. I tell you what, there is no shortage of mirrors by curbside. So I tell you what, we could experiment till the cows come home. We got the telescope sitting on the floor here ready to be built. So anyhow, we're going to have to do a 7.5 foot wide dome base. It's going to have wheels on it so the telescope can still in focus. And pretty much I'm going to build a 7.5 foot wide octagon shape. Nonagon, pentagon, octagon, something like that. Pretty much I got to figure out the chords, the chord length, angles I got to make my cuts, things like that. And we'll pretty much build a dome out of this. I tell you what, I'm exhausted. I've been working on this stuff all day. And you can pretty much see how this is coming along. I mean, I got shingles to put on it so it matches the house. And you can see how this is coming along. I got plenty of lumber. There's a whole other stack of lumber outside too to use. This is my custom chair I made for this, and you can see how this is coming along. I don't know if I should say this, but I do have a relative that's an aerospace engineer. Pretty much his signature is on everything Boeing. I don't communicate with him at all, so we don't talk about stuff like that, confidential anything. I mean, I'm just a solo effort. I don't talk to anybody. I just do my own thing. I mean, so anyhow, stay tuned for more videos. The road to success is always under construction, yeah. And if you go to Triangle Tech, you'll be debt-free in like a month.